Well, good evening, Map 3H Tree Service. I haven't done a video in a little while, so maybe I'll show you what I'm doing here tonight. We're making chain, so we go through quite a bit of chain in the tree service, and tomorrow we got a big job with a bunch of big trees to cut down, so I'm making up some chains for some longer bars, 32, 36, 42, to make sure we got enough chains for the saws that we're going to use. One of the things that we do that something's out there. One of the things that we do that not a lot of other people do in the tree service, I think, is we just switch chains out. I think that's coming from a timber fall and logging background where rather than sit and sharpen your chain, we'll switch it out with a new chain or a sharp chain and then go right back to work instead of spending all that time sharpening it up on the job, and then at night or in the morning we'll grind them all up and then we'll have sharp chains ready to go when that time comes. So tonight I'm making chain, and the first most important step is being able to count. You got to count your lengths to make sure that they're right, and it goes by a driver count. So there's different, this is the cutter part of the chain here, right? And then there's other parts to that as well, but then this is the driver down here on the bottom. This is what goes inside the bar and around the sprocket and makes the chain run around. So this part matters. All chains are different lengths. I think like 84 drivers is a 28-inch chain, and that's pretty standard. And then or a 24-inch chain, I'm sorry. And then like 28, we've got it written down here on the table. And then we put a nail in the end right there, and then just undo this spool of chain till it comes all the way down and then sits right there. Now this is deceiving here. 93 drivers is 28 inches on a Husky, but 91 drivers is 28 inches on a steel, so that matters. This 105 is pretty standard. I think it's 105 drive links is a 32-inch bar on steels or Huskies, so that's kind of handy. Anyway, the other part that matters on saw chain that I think fouls people up, or at least fouls me up and irritates the snot out of me, is the gauge of the chain. So I'll show you this. Let's show you this here. So this is a driver, right? And this is 75 on it, so I automatically know that that's a 63 gauge driver because it says 75 on it. But there's 72, which is a 50 gauge, and all that gauge is the width of that, right? So this one's a little bit thicker than the 50 gauge, or the one with the 72 on it. So important to know, if you're going in to buy saw chain, they're going to need to know the driver count and the gauge, because it matters. And there's a bunch of, well, pitch too, I guess. So this is 3/8 chain, and they make a 3/8 low profile. They make a 325 for kind of the mid-size saws, but we've kind of tried to standardize. All our top-handled saws, we're trying to run 3/8 low profile, and on all our big saws, we're trying to run 3/8 50 gauge or 63 gauge, because that's what we have the most of. So I'll let's see here. I'll put this here and show you kind of how this part works. So we got our count right, I'm pretty sure. And then this chain will go into a thing called an anvil. And there's different styles of that, but this is basically the anvil here. I'll get a short chunk of chain here and show you. And so this chain just sits right in here. If I can do that and show that to you or not. Maybe. This chain kind of sits inside this anvil here, and then you push down on the punch and it pushes the rivets out. I'll show you all that here. Maybe. Get up close enough. Oh, it's just going to turn into a cluster real quick. I can see that. Oh, lost my mark. There's the 5, so it's got to be close to that. There it is. Tighten that down. This is a Harbor Freight combo breaker spinner thing. It's not the best, but it works. The Oregon ones are way better. But there's one rivet popped. Bang, there's the other rivet popped. So now we have a broken chain on purpose. Sometimes they break on accident, and that's a bad deal. You talk to my producer here about getting this set up a little better for me. That's better. So here we've got both ends of our chain, right? And then we're going to take new rivets. Oh, come out of there. And new straps. So let's see, there's a new strap. And there's the new rivets. And we'll put them in here. Hopefully the way that the original chain goes. Sometimes I do them upside down because I'm not that bright. I'm putting this little doohickey, and so you'll see, but this side tightens and this other side spins, and as it tightens and spins together, it just pushes that rivet over. Do you roll it towards you, or do you roll it away from you? Let me know how you do it, because I think you can go both ways. I don't know if it really matters or not. I've never read a book on it. Nobody's ever really told me. I just kind of figured it out. So I can tell you that if you go too tight, it's not that good. You can close this up so tight that the rivet won't pivot inside the chain, and then it's kind of bound up. I'm pretty good at that. You always think just a little more is good, and then with ammo you're fouled. So here we go with that part. Like, it's just not quite right, so I'm going to give her just a little more pressure and a few more spins. Do this one the same way. Let's see what that looks like here. Oh yeah, we're good. We're good. Let's see here. So we've got movement. It'll still spin or rotate here, but you can see these are the factory ones there, and then these are the ones we just put in, and should work. Should work. So yeah, we're gonna whack some trees tomorrow. What do you got stuff in your beard, dork? I don't know what that is. Anyway, we're gonna whack some trees tomorrow. Hopefully I'll get some videos of that. You know, there's quite a few cool timber fallers on Facebook. That Brennan Miller, Top Heavy Timber. I don't know if you follow him or not, Facebook and Instagram, but he's pretty all right. He knows what he's doing, and he's really good at it, and so he throws tips and tricks out there sometimes too. And anyway, he's a guy worth following if you're into that kind of stuff. But so I'll put some videos on too of us cutting some trees down, hopefully, and hopefully it all goes well, and hopefully everybody has a good night. Anyway, that's what we're doing tonight at the tree service. So have a good evening. If you got tree trouble, give us a call. 3H Tree Service, 541-294-1800. Have a good night. Bye.